Israel, Shalom, Shalom. Brother Naquam, watchman for Israel, coming back at you with these precepts and another cold cut, giving, of course, our honor and glory to Yahweh. By Shema Mashiach, Malak Yahushua. Double honors to the elect elders of the house of David that's been in this truth for decades and decades, patiently waiting for the second coming of Yahushua. Our hearty Shalom to you mighty men that go out there and labor and do the work of the Most High. Salakia, presenting your body as a living sacrifice and doing all things for the elect's sake, pushing this truth and magnifying the ministry. Shalom, shalom. Shalom to all of the men that may not be out there on the highways and byways as of yet, but they're working on it. They're getting built up in the spirit. They're praying, they're fasting, they're studying, they're being diligent and abounding in the work of the Lord. Shalom to all of the Akwath out there, holding it down in the households, reverencing their husbands, being submissive, being diligent, and moving in the spirit of our righteous foremothers. The topic of this live stream is before camp warning, right? You know, sometimes I'll do it before camp warning, going into the end time prophecies, or giving our people a heads up about what to expect coming on the earth based off of Bible prophecy, right? What to expect coming amongst the other nations, what's happening with the current events, kind of diving into keeping watch and keeping post spiritually for the nation of Israel. So for brothers that's unaware, Israel, not the nation, not the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right, but the state of Israel, founded by the United Nations, where Amalek resides at, unlawfully, they have just been bombed. One of their oil fields, if I'm not mistaken, one of their oil fields have just been bombed, right? I'll repeat that. I believe when you go into it, there's more information coming on the scene, you know, by the minute, by the hour. But one of Israel's oil fields, one of their key parts that keep their society running, has been attacked and has been bombed. Now the world is kind of on the edge of their seat right now. If you're watching the prophecies, the world is kind of waiting to see how Israel is going to respond. Right now, Israel, they kind of came out and said, look, we will seek vengeance and pay them back by violence. That's what Israel said. So now, you know, rather we don't know who did it, you know, rather it was Iran, or rather one of their allies, or rather it was whoever, you know, we don't know who did it as of yet, but we do know that that's major prophecy that can actually lead to literal World War III, you know. And that kind of happened when Israel was bombed or got attacked by Gaza, when they launched those rockets not too long ago. That was a few months ago. And now you see what happened when they retaliated. They actually bombed those people. And they literally came out and did that, man. They didn't, you know, the thing about these nations, contrary to America's, when they say they're going to do something, a lot of these countries, they end up doing it. You know, they don't just like to hear themselves talk. A lot of them actually get that thing rolling into action. You know, so the state of Israel has been bombed one of their recent oil fields. And we got to keep watch, man, because that can be one of the key triggers to lead to World War III. All it takes is one spark. So if Israel gets involved, then America will get involved. If America gets involved, the rest of NATO is going to get involved. If NATO gets involved, Ukraine is going to get into that thing. And if Ukraine gets involved on the opposing side, then you'll have to deal with Russia, right? You have to deal with Russia, and you'll have to deal with China, and deal with those enemies of the East, or the kings of the East, rather. This can lead to 2nd Ezra chapter 15 with the dragons of Arabia, right, and of Carmania. So these blood moons are happening. You got earthquakes. Like I said, I brought this out in a previous cold cut. You had the 8.2 earthquake in Alaska. You know, and that's the largest recorded on Esau's Richter scale, right? The largest recorded earthquake at American history. And immediately after that, Israel has been bombed, one of their oil fields, and they're saying it's a possible terrorist attack. Right now they're saying it could be a terrorist attack. We don't know who did it, but they want blood. So I'm led to believe this could lead to World War III. Now I could be wrong. I hope I'm not, but I'm led to believe this can kind of be one of the key things to lead to World War III. So we got to keep watching these prophecies. You know, I'm driving, so I'm not able to pull the precepts. I'll do a lot of paraphrasing. In Matthew 24:6-7, the Lord said, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars." Right? "See that ye be not troubled, for these things must first come to pass." Paraphrasing. You know, the Lord also said what? Nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. Right? And you have these nations rising up. And like I said, the Lord said in Jeremiah, I believe it's Jeremiah chapter 50 or Jeremiah 51, about the rumors of war in Babylon the Great. So all it takes, even another precept in Revelation chapter 13 on down, the Lord speaks about the angel who poured his vial upon the river Euphrates, the sixth angel. Right? And the river Euphrates was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. You know, and who are the kings of the east? Russia, China, Iran, possibly Turkey, you know, India. These are your Pakistan. These are your kings of the east. So if Israel gets bombed, of course America's going to get involved. And if America gets involved, then we know the enemies of America are going to get involved. Right? So we have to constantly keep watch, man. The Lord said in Matthew chapter 24:44, "Watch ye therefore and pray always, for ye know not what hour the Son of Man cometh." And Mark 13:35 on down, the Lord speaks about the same thing. "Watch and pray, for ye know not what time the Son of Man cometh, at evening, or at midnight, or at the cock crowing, or in the morning." Right? And he said, "What I say unto you, I say unto all, watch, lest I find you sleeping." So this is not going to be too long. Like I said, this is just a quick before camp warning video, giving Israel an up-to-date breaking news that Israel has been bombed. One of the oil fields and one of their chief structures of their country has been bombed by, they're not naming a country right now. They're not saying who bombed them, but it's all over the news. You may not see it on your CBS, right? You may not see it on your NBC, your MSC. So like I was saying, we may go into it today at camp for the signs of the end of the world. And Yahushua said in Matthew, I believe 24, see, I always keep this thing on me, right? Let me see if I can get this real quick. And Matthew 24:22, "And except those days should be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened." So the Lord said for the elect's sake, the days are going to be short, man. Meaning time is going to fly. Time is already flying, as you know it. The days are getting shorter and prophecies are unfolding every day. And like I brought this out early on the live, you know, since I've been in the truth, I haven't seen prophecies unfold at the rapid rate that they're unfolding. With this everlasting blood moon that has been in the sky for about 10 days, between Israel just being bombed, between this so-called pushing the mandatory poison in your body. So there's a lot of prophecies coming to pass. Let me read that again. Matthew 24, I'll start at 21. "But pray ye that your Slakia," Matthew 24:21, "for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be." And this is the time that's coming. Right? The time when your lights aren't going to be working. The time when you're not going to be able to have a signal on your phone. Where it can be a possible EMP attack. Right? When your car just stops running out of nowhere. You know? Your battery dies in your phone. Your generator don't work. No internet. No signal. You want the streets? Massive looting. Look what's going on in South Africa. Right? If you're not paying attention, what's going on in South Africa and what's going on in Cuba, that's coming to America. It's coming to America. You can't avoid it, man. And a lot of those people in Cuba, they're saying that it's a media blackout and they're shutting down their social media and their internet, and they're not able to expose all of the violence that's actually going on. And, you know, the only information we get is from the media and propaganda that America puts out there. But even a lot of women and men are coming out and saying, look, all hell is breaking loose, man. Even in South Africa, they say that they're killing Edomites out there. They say the South Africans have crossed the line where the Edomites are, and they're killing the Edomites. So you best believe all the destruction happening around the world is coming to America. And I'm driving around, I'm looking, everybody's comfortable, man. You got Edomites walking around. Look at this. Sitting around, damn, drinking the damn latte. The Most High's going to destroy this place, man. And everybody's comfortable. It says, and except those days should be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. And the Lord has definitely shortened the days for the elect's sake, man. And Most High willing, we're part of the elect. Most High willing, we part of that number. Like I said, time is flying, man. July just came and went out of nowhere. And that's real. The Most High can play on the spirit and alter time to have things go by fast for man, for the elect's sake. You know, because we're one step closer to getting out of here, man. Let's get that in Psalms 37. Right? The steps of the good man. Dealing with the elect. This Psalms chapter 37 at 20. I'll start at 21. Psalms 37 and 20. I'll start at 18. Man, this whole chapter is good. Man, all right, this Psalms 37 and verse 18. It reads, the Lord knoweth the days of the upright. Right? So this is how the Most High shortened the days, because he knows how long the elect have on the earth. Right? It says the Lord knoweth the days of the upright. So like, bear with me. And their inheritance shall be forever. They shall not be ashamed in the evil time. And in the days of famine, they shall be satisfied. And the evil time is coming, man. The Lord said the elect are not going to be ashamed. Another word for the evil time is Jacob's trouble. All hell breaking loose. Martial law. And the Lord knows the days of the upright. The Lord knows how many days you have left on the earth. Man, you may not know. But the Most High knows, man. The Most High sees the prophecies. The Most High's kicking off the prophecies. You know? So the Lord said when the evil time comes, and I'm looking around now when the bus stop rolling and the cars go out, like I can tell you in Ecclesiastes, when the sound of the grinding is low, right? Let me get that real quick. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and 1. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. And the days are coming when man isn't going to have pleasure in these days. I mean, now the days can be pleasurable for man of the world, right? You can go on vacation. You can walk your dog. You can take your woman out to eat. You can binge watch your favorite TV show. You can go to your favorite college football game. You know, you can sit back and relax and get on your damn balcony and just damn have a cookout. You know, you could do those things now. But the Lord said the days are coming where man is going to say, I have no pleasure in them. How can you have pleasure when there's no more running water? How can you have pleasure when there's no more power, no more electricity? How can you have power when man is going to be begging for food, man? And the Lord said in 2nd Ezra chapter 15, like I said, I'm doing a lot of paraphrasing, you know, behind the wheel. But the Lord said, and I'm trying to paraphrase it as best as I can, right? A man shall have no pity on his neighbor, but shall spoil his goods and destroy their houses, or destroy their houses and spoil his goods for a lack of bread and for great tribulation. How can you have pleasure when somebody damn beating at your damn door, man? Trying to kick down your door and your window because you got food and they don't have it. See that Gadol Kabad Ibad said, you learn more when you're uncomfortable. And that's right, man is going to learn how to be uncomfortable. Right now, you know, Jake, you have everything at your disposal. With a click of a button, you can have food in your house less than 10 minutes. With a click of a button, you can watch your favorite movie and relax. Right? You have it made. You can open your refrigerator and just damn eat whatever you want, man. You know? So man, you have pleasure and man is comfortable. That's what the Lord even speaks about the daughters of Zion. He said, arise, careless daughters that are at ease. Right? Let me get that real quick in Isaiah chapter 32. Right? Let's get that. Right? This is the book of Isaiah chapter 32 and verse 9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. So not only does that apply to women, but that also applies to men. A lot of you men and women, you're at ease, man. The Lord said in Amos chapter 6, 1 on down, woe unto them that are at ease. And it's not the time to be at ease. Now it's not the time to be comfortable. Like I said, now it's not the time to have your foot or have your damn car on cruise control, man. We looking to make it out of here. Hey, every day we hoping it's our last day in Babylon the Great. That's our mentality, man. Every day we hoping it's our last day. Every day we hoping a bomb kick off in Iran. And like I said, for brothers just tuning in, the Lord just bombed Israel. The state of Israel has just been bombed, right? I believe it says one of their oil fields or one of their oil facilities that bring them in the millions of dollars have just been bombed, right? Now, they're not putting the country out there, but they did say they're not taking it lightly. Israel said, we're not taking this lightly, and we vow vengeance, right? They said we vow vengeance. So let's read on. The book of Isaiah 32:10. Many days and years shall ye be troubled. So Jacob's trouble don't have to be an hour. It says many days and years. Stop thinking Jacob's trouble just going to be 2 days, right? It can be a day. It could be 3 months. It could be a few years, right? It don't matter how long it is. It matters if you endure or not, right? Regardless of how long it's going to be, you still have to endure, right? So brothers, you got to make sure you're on fire. Like I said, I didn't want this to be too long. I'm about 5 minutes away from the camp spot. And I like to do these before camp warnings, especially when it's a lot of current events going on. And sometimes it's so much in the world, it's hard to keep up, man. You constantly watching. You constantly checking out the prophecies, right? You constantly examining yourself. You looking at what's going on. And I want to see personally, look at this madness, right? I want to see personally who bombed Israel, man. I want to see who did it, because I want to see war. And the Lord said in Jeremiah 28:8, the prophets have been before me and before thee of old, prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence. So we're not looking for America to make it. A lot of the videos we do, I know I do through the Spirit, are about prophecy and the end of the world, man. Right? All our fathers prophesy. We're the children of the prophets. And tell you that in Tobit chapter 4. Right? It says, for you are the children of the prophets, Noah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Remember, my son, that from the beginning, our fathers, even they married wives of their own kindred, and were blessing their children, and their seed shall inherit the land. I went into that earlier in Revelation chapter 19:10. Right? It says, and I fell down at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy brethren, and I am thy fellow servant of thy brethren. They have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. Right? The testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. So brothers, stay tuned, stay on watch, stay on guard. Right? All hell is breaking loose on the earth. Make sure you diligent, you on fire, you keeping the commandments, because at any given second, it can go down. But with that, I'm going to close up, giving, of course, all honor and glory to Yahweh. Ba Shema Mashiach wa Malak Yahweh Shai. Kwam Yashala.